Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I wanted to come and say hello. Wish you a wonderful day. For it is we are getting close to this amazing eclipse that is coming. That will assist us in moving to a completely new level. It's happening on Thursday, but we have to get ready. I wanted to offer some guidance for the weekend. For it is a time for celebration, for enjoyment. We're finally getting to this end time, this ending cycle. So the past, I will not comment on that, but the past is action, the present is healing, and the future is the dreams. So it is all about coming into a new dream, a new reality, a new level of experience. What we're working on right now is luck. We want to harvest our luck. We want to know ourselves to be lucky, to accept our luck with gratitude, and the outcome will be choice. We're gonna be able to make new choice. We're gonna have all kinds of new choice to be. So we want to be as clear as possible. We want to clear our mind, clear our physical body, to be as clear-minded, to ground our energy, to be as anchored as possible. For we do want to continue to work with I started those videos today at 11:11 this morning, and every day 11:11 in the morning, 11:11 at night, there is a great portal that is opening, that's overseen by the Lord of Light, Metatron, a good friend. We call on him, and we are very grateful for his assistance in bringing his energy. And so, as understanding that stargates are two-way streets. We send our energies through the portals, but there are energies that are coming down to us as well. And we receive a lot of this light from galactics, from the central sun, from the sun, and all this higher energy is coming down into the planet. But we also have to there is times where the energy is not being sent, because they want us to cultivate this inner light from within ourselves, to learn to focus, to center on ourselves. And for that, we need to do meditation every day, maybe 20 minutes in the morning, or 15 minutes, or even 10 minutes if you don't have that much time. And ideally, it would be 2 hours during the night at the time of the mouse. So there's the most cosmic energy between 11 at night and 1 o'clock in the morning. But if you don't, it's still good to take time to do this meditation, to breathe, to focus on your breathing, to allow your thoughts and your words and your thoughts and your emotion to pass without judgment. There is a meditation technique that can be used. It's a Buddhist technique that we engage. The seminal essence, the willpower, the power of sexuality, and we're breathing into the heart, which becomes the essence of the vital flow, and then we breathe it up to the head, which becomes the spiritual essence, and at which point we open the crown. If it's good to concentrate our thoughts on the top of our head until we are open the door to the skies, then our consciousness is more freely able to navigate outside our body. So it is the communion of those three energies. So we do not want to dissipate too much our sexual energy. We do not want to dissipate too much our vital energy, and we do not want to dissipate our spiritual energy. We want to concentrate those energy so it can rise, and our consciousness may rise to the upper planes. For this is just a technique. When you also do a mantra, you can use those codes, 001, 0110. It can also, whenever there is a craving or a desire, if you sing that, the craving will go away. Or you can use, but even in meditation, you can use it, or you can use Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. You can repeat to yourself a mantra, or Namo Amitabha, the mantra of the Buddha, or you can use Kadosh 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 Adonai Sebayoth. You repeat it, so it connects you to the spiritual sphere, to the Lord, to the source. For mantras are very powerful in meditation as well. Because we're really moving finally from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces is the age of glamour and pageantry and external savior, when the age of Aquarius is the age of angels and self-liberation. Repeat to yourself, I am the Christ, I am the goddess, I am the source of light and love in the universe, I am the embodiment of light, I am a child of God, I am an extension I am my highest truth. I'm becoming more and more each and every day the highest version of myself. For in meditation or in dreams, if we've done some work, we have been shown certain things, and it is like, this is truth, this is so wonderful, it is like we move in the state of wonder, and then our consciousness returns to our body, and we say, well, we lost the truth. But in essence, it is the illusion that is being dissipated and will disappear, for the truth does not change. The truth has always been, always will be. It cannot change. It is like God, it is the truth. And so we do not know the truth. That is why it is where we belong, in this sphere of truth. Truth, beauty, and goodness are really the means by which it's both from Plato and from the Christ as well. But ignite those forces within yourself, become empowered with those forces of creation, no matter what spiritual path. Find a way to connect to the highest ideal, highest vision, to become that, to fuse in your consciousness with your highest idea and ideal of divinity. For we want to rush to the truth, and we want to go as fast as possible to enter that truth. Right now we are electromagnetic beings, means we have thoughts that are electronic, and we have emotions that are magnetic, and but eventually we want to move into this photonic crystalline energy where our consciousness will be elevated above the emotion. Yet the emotion is the vehicle. It is focusing on happiness and joy that we will be able to raise our consciousness. Emotions are just we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are not our physical body. Yet those things determine our frequency, and the frequency determines our experience. So it is important to always focus on the highest, the lightest energy. And so as we move into a higher frequency, where our consciousness will move into a more fluid reality, a light reality, for light is the essence of soul. So once we activate our heart center, we become more connected to all those higher realms and to the stars. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I just wanted to come and for wish you a good weekend. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Akash. The highest wisdom for us today is the Father. It is the source. It is the Creator. It is God. It is no matter how we call it or how we invoke it. It is only one in essence. And since it is one, it cannot be two. And although we feel like sometimes we are the other. We are God and we are the other. We cannot. But in essence, this is the illusion. We want to reconnect to that fear of unity and beingness, to allow ourselves to give the self the permission to become our highest self, and to integrate our God self, and to tune in our consciousness to awaken those memories of our divine origin. For what we need to understand is the vessels. So it talks about great adventure, it's about traversing the great sea, to take on great challenges, but it's also about great adventure. I have a feeling I will, someday soon, I will be able to navigate. I always love boats, small boats, big boats, sailboat, motorboats. I love all boats. Well, not so much military boats because of the intention behind it, but every civilian boat is wonderful. So it's also understanding the adventure of life. Life has to become an adventure. Once we are free, we'll be liberated from the old cycle, and life will become an adventure. Every day we'll be able to co-create a new reality that will be wonderful. What we need to do is wisdom. We need to embody, to accept the wisdom, to become the wisdom, to become a vehicle for wisdom. Wisdom comes from knowledge. It is applied love that is socialized. It is the knowledge that is applied. It is so much more, for it is the highest. There is nothing more precious than wisdom, in a sense. That's why we're discovering new wisdom every day. We connect to our unicorn. The unicorn is like as our third eye has been focused. So touch on the corn of your unicorn. We all have, every human being is connected to a dragon, to a unicorn in the higher planes. For those things may not be understood by those materialists, people that are too materialist, but if you have the domain of imagination, is really where the freedom lies. If we are unable to develop our imagination and to allow ourselves to be like children, we will be stuck in those lower frequencies of reality, but this is not the case. We are opening ourselves to so much, and the outcome will be financed. So it is wonderful. We're going to be financed. I'm feeling my projects are going to be financed. I'm going to be liberated. I'm going to be able to move into my next level of mission. And so I'm in eternal gratitude for that which is coming. For in essence, everything comes from God. So all this finance and comes from the infinite. And so we have to activate the flows of infinity, so we know that we have an infinite flow coming and an infinite flow coming out, and it's an eternal flow. To repeat to yourself, infinite abundance is sustained by eternal grace. My infinite abundance and wealth is always sustained by divine grace. My infinite abundance and wealth is always eternally sustained and maintained by divine grace. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Do work with those whatever resonate with you. You work with whatever resonates. We always do anyway. Those paintings. This is a painting on paper. This one's very successful. I really like it. The more I look at it, it will be nicely framed eventually. This is just a presentation frame. It's from this year. I did about 150 pieces on paper. And this is like the Godhead that is ascending. And some of them will have to be revised a little bit. I placed them on Instagram, but some of them may need to be touched up. Some others will be left alone and be framed and catalogued. And this is a painting from 2015 about the 150 major planets of our solar system with some of their moons. And so it was it's a very good painting. It's the first one on that subject, with Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, the grandfather, Kronos, which was funny because I didn't when I did those paintings in 2015, I didn't yet went back to all the mythological stories that connects the essence of those planets, the history of those names of those planets, and yet I put Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon, which are three trans-Neptunian planets. They all they dominate the painting, with Kronos, the father, and Uranus, the grandfather, and Chiron here, that's opening up to Uranus, the great awakener. I finished with a song, and I'll put one more card with the Archangels, Tarot. It's an old song from 1967. It's a bit before my time, but still, it's like those songs where when I was a teenager, we used to dance with those songs, so they stick. For art has to be, every form of art can be very powerful in the moment, and then we forget about it in time. But there are certain things that have lasting value. It's like some music or some or art that will last through a long time. There was a philosopher named Hegel who was who was really very well read and studied this idea of art, and he saw that art had to be original and unique and had to carry value throughout time. And some of those songs in the 60s and 70s I thought will remain, because there was a very potent and powerful time of the awakening of about this love awakening against the war and against this new generation that was a rebel against the system of patriarchy and domination. And so there were a lot of the great philosophy came out through the music of those times. But this is not a very philosophical song, but it's so I sing it anyway. It's called A White Shade of Pale. We skip the light and tango, turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, but the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink, and the waiter brought his tray. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that a face at first just ghostly turned a whiter shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see, that I wandered through my playing cards, and I would not let her be one of 16 vestal virgin who would leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well been closed. And so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that a face at first just ghostly turned a wider shade of pale, turned a wider shade of pale, turned a wider shade of pale. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end, and thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. We'll return soon, but I know there is a great deal of shifting and transformation that is happening. The card of the day is, we're back into the Lady of Michael, brilliant, self-reliant, perspicace, having a sense of humor. She said, you know exactly what to do. Put your experience to profit. Focalize more on your career than a love story. So once again, this card already came up in the past reading, but it's about taking care of business first, and then we'll find the freedom and enjoy all the great romance and becoming romantic with all of life. No, it's not about. I'm not talking about sexual promiscuity. I'm just talking about finding love in all experiences, finding joy in all experiences. And so we'll be able to fully enjoy that and be free to follow our soul and spirit. For we have to know what is okay for us, what is not okay for us, what is permitted for us, what is not permitted for us, and have no judgment on other people's choice and belief, for they may be guided by different set of parameters. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, Salad.